Hello! Welcome to another episode of AI Spotlight Show. We're live here at AI4 Conference here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today is the second day of the conference, and we had a very notable speaker, the person of Dr. Goffin Hinton, who spoke about AI ethics. And we've been able to interview about close to 12 AI companies offering different kinds of AI services, cutting across different kinds of industry. And now we have another company we want to speak with. And who do we have the opportunity of talking to today?
Yeah, so my name is Xebia. I'm currently the CTO of Xebia Data and AI Benelux.
Great. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your background before we talk about Xebia as a company?
Sure, no problem. First of all, thank you for having me, of course. Right?
You're
it's
welcome.
Always great to do these type of interviews. So like I said, my name is Xebia. I'm now the CTO of Xebia Data and AI. I have been working for Xebia for the last 8 years.
Okay.
I started off as a data engineer, and before that I did research into autonomous driving.
Okay.
So how cars drive themselves. But afterwards I started at Xebia, and I've built a lot of data systems, like data platforms, AI platforms, and helped a lot of clients out deploying AI use cases.
Great. And tell us about Xebia. When was Xebia founded? Give us a perfect description of Xebia as a company.
Sure, yeah. So Xebia was founded more than 20 years ago within the Netherlands.
Okay.
And we were founded around a set of Java engineers that were aimed at building high quality Java applications.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was that we would hire the best of the best engineers, right? Really experts within their fields, basically to become an authority within Java deployments, Java software development. And we were basically able to scale that now over multiple domains. So we're not just doing it for Java anymore, so not just software development anymore, but also data and AI, also cloud, also low code, and of course many more areas. And for data and AI, we have been building AI systems for the last 15 years almost. So we were quite early to the party, and in the time we basically implement a lot of great use cases.
Great, thank you for that perfect answer. Now, before I deep dive into the kind of AI services that you guys offer, let's go back to 13 years ago when we didn't have a lot of discussion about AI. We don't have this advancement, the kind of advancement that we have right now. In 13 years ago, nobody was talking about the LLM. Nobody was talking about MCP. Nobody was talking about agent to agent. There was no capability of what we have, Lovable or Replics, to be able to create a perfect prototype. Yeah. Now, how were you guys able to build AI solution? How easy was it? How is the process? How does the process look like when you receive, custom business use cases from your enterprise client, to build AI solutions where we do not have the technology, we do not have the providers. Then we have NVIDIA, but NVIDIA wasn't doing great. They were focusing more on a different thing. How were you able to leverage the current technology to be able to meet your customer, your customer demand?
Okay, so good question, big question as well, right? So first of all, right, so starting at the start, AI is nothing new, right? It has been there from the 80s, right? Okay. That's when neural networks were actually invented. Mm-hmm. So the concept of AI wasn't new, but indeed, using it properly within organizations was, right? Mm-hmm. So at the time, we got a lot of questions like, okay, can't we build a data science model for this, or can't we solve this problem with a neural network? Mm-hmm. And most often than not, the answer was basically no, right? Because either the companies were not ready yet, because they didn't have the proper data foundation or the correct data available, or it was kind of hard integrating it within their organizations. Mm-hmm. So what Xebia did was basically trying to streamline that, right? And trying to help clients and organizations find the right use case for applying data science models. And we did that actually quite well, right? So to give you an example of that, so we of course, we have the company called Royal Flora Holland. Okay. So I'm from the Netherlands, right? I am Dutch, and wouldn't you know it, we have the largest flower auction within the world, right? So we're selling a lot of flowers. So you might know Dutch tulips. I don't know if you know them, but
I watch soccer.
Yeah,
I've been watching soccer, I think, since 1993.
Okay.
And I know the likes of Van der Sar.
Okay, well,
I know the likes of Seedorf.
Yeah, of course.
I know the likes of the Van de Boer brothers.
Yeah. Well, then you know the Dutch, right?
Yeah,
so
I know
perfect.
Edgar Davies.
Yeah, so indeed. So next to soccer, we also sell a lot of flowers, right?
Yeah.
That's a Dutch flower auction.
Okay.
And this company was called Royal Flora Holland. And we really talk about tens of thousands of auctions per day, right?
Okay.
And the issue that they were having is that for every auction, you wanted to have a picture about the flower, right? To know what are you actually buying. And at that point in time, the quality of these images were kind of poor, right? Because people wouldn't make a good image. Either they were too close up or the distance was too far. They also want to have a ruler in there so that you could see the size of the flowers. And so we basically built a system that was automatically able to detect these properties within an image, and would then give feedback to the person making the image. And we did it in a fully automated way. So we really talk about tens of thousands of images per day. And this was already like 6-7 years ago. We built at the top of AWS, and we're able to scale that quite well. And of course, there were quite some challenges with that. But due to the scale of the problem, it became easier as well, right? Because the company wanted to throw more and more resources at it. Because if they could solve that problem, they had a very big issue solved effectively. So so to put it more bluntly, so we helped them with shaping this use case, seeing if they had the right KPIs, right? So was it worth it of implementing it? Yeah, and then we build it on top of AWS.
Wow. Now let me ask a quick question. What has changed between then and now? Is it easy for you guys to meet customer requests quickly? Are you guys able to build it more faster today than over 13 years ago? Do you want to tell us how the experience looks like?
Yeah,
and you've been with the company for 8 years, then you should be able to talk about that.
Yeah, definitely, right? So there are a few things there, right? So what we saw, right, whenever we built this type of AI systems or data systems, that the first few months, we always did the same amount of work as our clients. So this was setting up cloud infrastructure. So setting up a data platform or setting up an MLOps platform or an AI platform, right? And it turned out that most of that setup was the same over all of our different clients. So we basically thought, well, if a lot of the work that we do is basically the same, we can standardize. So we created this let's call it a proposition called Xebia Base, where we were able, using infrastructure as code, to basically deploy these foundations relatively quickly. Where before it took us 3-4 months of deploying a data platform, we can now do it within 2 weeks, which effectively means that for our clients, we can get to the value faster because we can start working earlier on the use case that you want to, deploy on top of those platforms. So that has basically changed, right? So we're now a lot quicker with getting to the first use case within production.
Wow. Now, did the use case kind of differ between what is requested back then and what is requested now?
Of course, right? So I think, before that, so back then, it was way more what we now call, traditional AI and traditional machine learning. So really more machine learning models that are able to predict something. Okay. Yeah, and now, with the new Gen AI hype, right? With the new Gen AI revolution, it's way more about, building autonomous systems like agentic agents, like AI agents that basically, that perform autonomous tasks. based on an LLM and the input that they get. So those type, so it definitely changed, right? So we're getting way more of that, and a little bit less about your traditional AI, but there's still a lot of use case there as well. And then one thing which is universal, I would say, is that most companies still don't have a good data foundation in place, right? So proper data governance is missing. And generally there are multiple tools within an organization. So you have data in multiple places. What is the right value to use? But you need that in order to have a good, in order to have a stable agentic AI system. Right, so you need to have a good data foundation in place with high quality data before you can get the most value out of agentic AI.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, let us deep dive into, the category of AI services you guys offer. And I want you to align it with a business use case. And I'll tell you about the category. Computer vision solutions, right? Generative AI solutions, maybe some kind of solutions that require more of deep learning, or solutions that require predictive AI. Do you want to mention the different kinds of, AI services in terms of category, and you can also kind of give some few business use cases? Now, let me tell you what I mean. Now, a manufacturing organization, maybe for a production company, right, want to use computer vision to be able to detect products that are defective during production, or the ones that are not defective, or they want to build a computer vision model that will be able to make sure that the details of the product are well captured and not missed. That's a computer vision solution.
That's a computer vision use case.
You understand? A use case. Now, another one could be that of generative AI. They're trying to, augmented generation, maybe try to add that to their customer center. Do you want to talk about, the different kinds of AI solutions you guys offer?
Yeah, so in that sense, Xebia is a little bit of a generic company, right?
Okay.
So the basic answer is we do it all, right? So be it, demand forecasting, computer vision, or any type of neural network that needs to be built, we can do that, right? Because we have, we have.
And do you guys build autonomous application?
Yeah, also, so especially within the agentic AI field now, right? So and we have some examples of that as well. So more recently for a relatively large insurer company, so a relatively large insurance company, we built a system that did automatic underwriting, right? So basically meaning that whenever I needed to do a claim, right, we would fully process that automatically. So not just reading in the data, but also making actions upon, the claim. Like, and if the claim was under a certain amount of dollars, it will automatically process that claim, and then then the requester would get that money stored on his bank account. So that was a fully autonomous system. That makes sense.
Wow. Now let us talk about the adoption process. Now, how do you guys help clients, to be able to have a successful adoption when after you guys have built the AI solution? Because I think one of the things the organization are struggling with is the adoption, user adoption. Because at this level, a lot of companies are trying to speed up in terms of, building AI, leveraging artificial intelligence among their employees. Now, how do you guys help organizations to be able to achieve successful user adoption in today's age compared to back then 13 years ago?
So especially within the AI field, right, we generally always first do a proof of concept, right? So instead of making a very big investment from the get-go, why not start small? So we do a proof of concept for like 2-3 weeks or maybe a little bit longer, depending on the complexity.
Okay.
And after that proof of concept, we determine, okay, is this AI use case actually valid or not?
Okay.
And if it is valid, right, then we basically create a roadmap for our client that we say, okay, we are going to build this, we're going to execute this, but this is also what is needed from your side in terms of engineering support, in terms of project management, et cetera, et cetera. And if the client cannot deliver that, then Xebia helps out with that as well. So we supply the engineers, we supply the project management, and we set up the proper processes for our clients such that the AI use case becomes a success. And that's basically our formula. And that works relatively well.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, what kind of industry do you guys have? Do you serve all the industries?
So all industries, that's a very big thing. We're actually active, we're quite active in BFSI, so banking and financial services,
Okay.
where we have a lot of reference and use cases.
Okay.
We also have a lot of retail clients, also the larger retailers in the world we work together with. Also manufacturing, we're doing a lot as well. So saying that we are in all domains, I wouldn't say, right? But those three we're quite specialized in. And then of course, since we're a generic company, we also have a lot of more random use cases, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But those three, we have a lot of reference use cases, and we're quite good in, I would say.
Wow. Now, how would you, in terms of responsible AI principles, how does Xebia incorporate these best practices of building responsible AI solution? How do you guys incorporate that when you are building an AI solution for clients?
So do you have an example for that? Because I do have an answer, but
no, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So responsible AI, right? So I think this is a much wider topic, right?
Okay.
So responsible AI is basically also responsible IT, right?
Okay.
So think about Google. Google had the slogan, "Don't be evil," right? That kind of applies within responsible AI as well. And that when you're building these type of systems, you need to think about your governance, about your security, about your PII, right? So what type of data are you putting into this?
Okay.
But also, what type of output do you expect from this? And it's basically. The best way to structure that is to define that within your use case, right? And then also start defining guardrails about what is allowed and what isn't allowed. This we nowadays still do on a use case to use case basis based on the domain.
Okay.
But there are a few ground rules that we generally always tend to apply, especially towards PI data. There's always you always want to process that securely and basically properly.
Yeah, that is amazing. When it comes to responsible AI principles, we talk about transparency, we talk about accountability, we talk about trustworthiness, we talk about privacy.
Indeed. Because the hard thing is proving that it works correctly, right?
Yeah.
So basically, transparency. And
another one I want to also highlight is interpretability and explainability.
Yeah.
How do you guys, incorporate that when you are, because you talk that you guys are more focused on the engineering aspect. Then to me, when you're building very advanced AI technology and solution, one thing that you want to incorporate is interpretability and explainability, ensuring that the AI solution kind of align with the business philosophy of the organization that you are building the solution for. Now, what is your perspective, or what process or approach do you guys adopt when you are actually training this model to make sure that the model that you are training, right, is spitting out relevant outputs? Then how is you guys, data cleaning process and model training approach?
So of course it depends upon the use case and the system, right? But for Gen AI specifically, and for AI agents, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things is having a proper feedback loop in place. So whatever is being outputted, you would want to have checked by a human, right? And you don't need to do that for everything, but you need to build a certain confidence in order to to make sure that the output is correct. So for one of our clients, which is a relatively large cruise line operator, we build a system that would automatically process emails.
Okay.
So customers will ask questions over email, and then an answer needed to be created. So we use Gen AI for that. But before we even put that into production, right, of course the client want to be sure, is this correct or not? So what we did was, we started out very simple with just 50 emails per day, right? So this client got thousands of emails per day. But with our system, we did 50 emails per day, and they were all reviewed by a human. So the response was reviewed, and then the human could give feedback, like, okay, this is not a proper answer, or you need to change this, etc., etc. And then we trained the system again with that feedback. And then we went to 100 emails, and then 200 emails, and then 500 emails. And then in the end, we were able to put it fully into production. You know, it's processing most emails now, but we build up that confidence, right? So we were, and with building up that confidence, and with that feedback loop, we were sure that, you know, the AI operated in the way that the organization seemed fit, effectively.
Wow.
So that is one of the ways you can do that.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, my last question: why should enterprise and organizations from different industry work with Xebia to build their AI solution? What makes Xebia stand out? Why?
This is a very good question. So what makes us stand out? I think we're doing two things extremely well, right? So one thing is we're really about quality, right?
Okay.
We want to be the authority within our domain, right? So we hire the best people, and we're always aiming for a high quality solution.
Okay.
So if something is not possible, or if we think it's not a good solution, we would definitely tell you, right? So we would tell you, listen, no, this is not the way to do it. We need to do it differently. So that is one, and I think Xebia is a very honest company in that. So that is one. And I think the other thing is that where we maybe differ a little bit from other consulting companies is we have this definition of gone, right? So we're here to help you out, but we're really result driven, right? So we're really project based. We want to get stuff done, and we want to basically help you forward as a company. And I think we really excel with that. So I have numerous clients that can tell you that, and I think that's what Xebia is best in. That we were also founded around those principles.
Just to add this before, we end it up. Do you guys serve clients from different parts of the world?
Yeah, so indeed we're a global company, right? So we were founded in the Netherlands, but we're now of course in the Netherlands, but we're in Poland, we're in Spain, we're in North America, we're in Canada,
we're in North America,
Colombia. US, yeah.
Okay.
So US with Canada as well, so both. But also Colombia, we're in India, we're in MIA now as well. We have been expanding quite rapidly. So we're fully global, and it's hard to find a time zone where we are not at. Let's say.
Yeah. That is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great time.
Yeah, this brings us to the end of the interview with Xebia. Xebia is a consulting company that helps enterprises and organizations to build AI, AI solution based on their business use case. As you can see, Xebia have been in the industry for a long time, and they've been building AI solution for the last 13 years. They understand, those changes that have taken place when it comes to building AI solution. And one of the things that he said is like they are also specialized. They have the enabled resources in building sophisticated, advanced AI solution. Then if your organization or enterprise is looking to build one, you want to visit Xebia. What is the website again? Is it Xebia.com?
Xebia.com.
Okay.
Very simple.
And as you can see, they serve clients from all over the world. Then if you have any question for them, reach out to them. I believe there's a contact, there's a phone number, there's an email, and someone will reach out to you. We're still here at AI4 conference here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today is the second day of the conference, and tomorrow is the last day. Stay tuned to our next interview. My name still remains Henry Onowale, the executive producer of AI Spotlight Show. Talk to you guys soon.